So, for those of you who thought that rear seat video is no longer a thing, you're wrong, because I'll tell you what, now might be the best time to kind of put your attention towards this category. Why? Well, we have our product expert, Joe Caltabiano from VOXX Electronics, joining us, and we're going to give you the skinny on what's going on in the world of rear seat video. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about VOXX Electronics and rear seat video solutions. And it starts now. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and we've ventured onto a category, well, by all means is not new, but might have a new life right now. Why, do you ask? Well, we're going to find out exactly why when we bring on our guest. Joe Caltabiano is the VP of Vehicle Entertainment for VOXX Electronics. Joe, and I know you're passionate about this category. Can you give us a little layout of what we're going to be discussing on today's show?
Hey, Ben, how you doing? So today we're going to take you through, some of our core models. We downsized our video assortment a lot just to focus on what consumers really want. So we're going to take you through our smart TV products, our smart TV ready products, and then our entry-level movies to go line of products.
I like it, Joe. It sounds like a good, better, best conversation to be had. But first, an opportunity for our partner SiriusXM to remind you dealers out there why it's always a great add-on sale. And when we come back, we're talking mobile video with VOXX Electronics. Don't you dare go away.
Hi, Paul Truman here with SiriusXM. We reached out to some of our partners in the industry, and here's what they had to say.
I can't say more or enough about just what it means to have our unit working with SiriusXM. It's like we're there now.
The SiriusXM service is something consumers want, right? So it's Paul.
That allows a consumer to listen to either podcasts, entertainment, sports, all at their fingertips. It's all about engagement, and that's what SiriusXM provides.
SiriusXM is a huge component in a vehicle nowadays. Consumers expect that technology to be available both in our OEM system as well as the aftermarket upgrades that they're applying to their vehicle.
Alpine and SiriusXM, through our electronics, are able to offer the consumer on the aftermarket side SiriusXM 360L, which is an expanded platform for SiriusXM. And it's really been a beneficial relationship for us with SiriusXM.
As a dealer, just remember, we don't compete with anybody else. We are absolutely one of the best profitability accessories you can add to any head unit that is SiriusXM ready.
And welcome back to the show. If you missed it, we're talking about mobile video solutions from VOXX Electronics. We have Joe in the studio with us. Now, Joe, I mentioned in the top of the show that this is not a new category by any means, but there has certainly been an influx and an introduction of the latest technologies that many may not know about. I guess our conversation is going to be broken down into kind of the biggest offering and going to walk it down. But before we get into the product in particular, I want to pick your brain about the category as a category. Is it still relevant, and what do dealers need to know?
Hey, Ben, absolutely. Is it still viable? Of course it is. You know what makes a category not viable? When people are not promoting it. Nothing has changed in 2 decades with mobile video rear seat entertainment other than the technology itself. Right? We started off with VCPs, migrated to DVDs that took over for decades, and then finally got to streaming when the infrastructure could support it. Not 3G, not 2G, but 4G and 5G going down the road 75 miles an hour allowed us to take the next step of evolution to bring smart TV right into the back seat. So it's absolutely relevant. The profit potential is huge. You know what happened? People kind of drifted away. Maybe they diversified. You have what I like to call the pandemic hangover, right? When things were tight and we sell luxury items, people diversify. They got into wheels, rims, tint, wraps, and that kind of distracts them from some of the other stuff that's still viable. You just got to talk about it, right? I'll always say it until I'm dead. As long as parents have kids or grandparents are driving around their grandkids, whatever it may be, you want to keep that backseat quiet, keep your sanity on your road trips. There's always alternative solutions. Yes, tablets have been around for 15 plus years as well as smartphones. We've still sold video. What happened was we started drifting away from talking about it. And like anything, you stop talking about it, it stops being relevant. Doesn't mean it's irrelevant to the consumer. So let's not make decisions and opinions for the consumer. Let's get them into the store. Let's show them what you got. Let's show them what we have to offer them. That's how you land the deals. That's how you close the business, and that's how you keep video relevant.
Well, Joe, the last time I checked, a lot of things happened during the pandemic, but sterilizing the population wasn't one of them. And yes, kids continue to be born. And yes, we want them quiet on our road trips. All right. So you mentioned a couple things there I want to get into. Technology has certainly caught up. You know, the advent of 4G and 5G and Wi Fi in vehicles has opened up a wealth of opportunities. And Vox has definitely recognized that because we're going to start at the very top. And I want to talk to you about the top of the line solution. If a customer is coming to the store, I want the works, I want it all dressed, I want everything. What do you have to offer?
Well, Ben, we've always prided ourselves on innovation. Sometimes, though, we've been too early to bring a product to market and have to sit on our hands for a while because the infrastructure doesn't support it, just as you mentioned. We sat on the ability to launch smart TV for a while until we knew that it was stable with at least 4 and 5G to be able to be driving 75 miles down the road and not have a system glitching out and creating a negative consumer experience. So yes, our flagship system is a dual 10.1-inch DVD, streaming direct, USB, micro SD, even an HDMI if you want to add your own game system to the system. Covers everything. But the main key element, it's a smart TV. It means you turn it on, you connect to a hotspot, whether that's your mobile device or Wi-Fi in the vehicle, and now you connect it to the cloud of all things. You could stream away any app you want. Go to the Google Play Store, download your apps. Our systems come preloaded with apps. That's offered in a rear seat back solution. We also have it in a 10.1-inch drop-down overhead solution. It's about half the price of the dual seat back solution, still offering the same feature benefits, both smart TV experiences, which is what everybody wants nowadays.
You know, customers are coming into stores more educated than ever before. We are finally at a place in time where the average customer is in touch with the latest technologies. You know, a lot of the things people ask for in stores these days are Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but they're also part of that lifestyle, which is all about streaming, whether it's Disney Plus or Netflix. But another consideration and another big deciding factor for a lot of parents who are walking into these stores is safety. So, talk to us a little bit about not only the safety advantages of these systems, but also some of the other features such as, you know, the future proofness of this system, because this is a bigger investment when it comes to the overall cost of putting something like this in.
So all devices that we create, we always take installation and safety into consideration, right? A lot of the business that we do is not only in the aftermarket channel, but it's also in the OEM channel. A lot of certifications, a lot of testing that has to be involved in order to meet their criteria. So that trickles down, and that actually is a benefit in our aftermarket world as we're designing products because we use those best practices, right? So let's just talk about our smart TV seatback system, right? This isn't something that you can go to a Best Buy or buy on Amazon, a tablet holder that's plastic and rinky-dink that's going to either strap or it's going to mount to the seat post guides, and as you're going down the road, it's shaking or it could snap off if you come to an abrupt stop, become a projectile in the vehicle. This isn't hokey stuff. You're spending a premium to buy a system that's going to be professionally installed that looks like it belongs in the vehicle, performs better than anything that's out there in the low-cost realm, is turnkey, and it's future-proof, right? So if you talk about smart TV systems, because they're smart and they connect to the internet of all things, we can push out updates. That could be a bug fix, or it could be a system enhancement and improvement. When we first launched our smart TV seatback systems, we had the ability to have a VOXLink app that could remote control and see that monitor, but it would come up with generic names for those monitors. We pushed out an update proactively that allowed you to rename those monitors, Sally, Johnny, whoever your issued occupants are, to easily identify. That was a feature enhancement. So it's not always chasing a problem, but it's always evolving to come up with something new, something based on feedback that our customers want or end users want. And we can push that out to our systems now because they're smart and they can receive that information, receive new software. We can update the operating systems to make a better experience.
So as you can see, there are a ton of different benefits when it comes to the technology that Vox has now implemented into their rear seat video systems. But truth be told, not every customer is as tech savvy as what we may think. Yes, believe it or not, DVD still plays a role. In fact, I can say I have a pretty crazy collection of old school Disney DVDs that I do hold on to. What about these customers, Joe? Do we have something for them?
Absolutely, Ben. How many times have you pulled up to a CVS or a Walgreens and there's a red box in front of it, or a supermarket and there's a red box? How many times have you been in a Walmart or Target in the audio video section? There's a bin, $5 DVDs, right? I've traveled a lot of places, and it's funny how North America is still stuck and attached to the shiny disc. Yes, a lot of it has moved on to streaming, but they still like that shiny disc. That's why we still continue to put DVD players in all of our systems as a failsafe, right? We focus on the newer technologies, but we always have that backup. Whether they use it or not, it's in there. But to step down from our flagship smart TV systems that we offer as seatback and overhead systems, we have a middle area. We call it smart TV ready, right? So we have a premium category and then we have a movies to go category. What makes a system smart TV ready? It just needs an HDMI input, right? That allows you to either A, connect a mobile device with the appropriate adapter so you can then hardwire stream content from your iPhone or your Android phone, open up Netflix, open up an app, whatever it may be, stream that content through a cable to our units through HDMI, or even better, plug in a Roku stick, a Fire TV stick, or a Chromecast, right? Those are their own little widgets with operating systems. They do need to connect to a Wi-Fi hotspot like a phone or Wi-Fi in the vehicle. But instead of having smart TV built in, now you allow to step that customer down into a price level that gives them the flexibility to add streaming capability through the addition of either a mobile device or one of those streaming sticks.
Okay, so just to recap, we started right at the top with the all-inclusive smart TV dual 10.1-inch system, the ultimate package, amazing. Now Joe is just being able to offer something a little bit more step back, but still has that flexibility to get into a smart TV option a little bit later on, but help with the budget side of things. But what if you have a customer that may not even be thinking of that, or maybe not quite have the budget to get there, but you are in the vehicle? You're either putting in a remote start or maybe you're doing a sound system, and you notice there's a baby seat in the back. What about a simple option to give a little bit more value to that customer?
So Ben, we have what we call the movies to go line. The movies to go line is broken out into three main products. We have an overhead and a 10-inch and a 13-inch version, VXMTG 10 and VXMTG 13. Both of those offer a DVD player built in and an HDMI input, so they're smart TV ready, so you can add Chromecast, Fire TV, Roku, or your own phone and stream away. We also have a 7-inch and 9-inch version of a universal headrest. These solutions come with black, gray, and tan covers right in the box. Same thing with the overheads I just mentioned. They come with black, tan, and gray snap-on bezels in the box. So they're sold as singles, not as pairs, meaning the headrests. All the overheads are sold as singles. And that allows you to get to a lower price point. You have one kid, you want one solution, you put one headrest in. If you want matching, you have dual capabilities, but it's an entry-level price point. It steps them into the game, allows them to get a means to an end where they don't have hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to spend, but still want to be able to provide a rear seat entertainment solution, keep kids quiet in the back seat. Lastly, we have a low-cost back seat solutions, a 10.1-inch screen. This one does mount to the post, but we have a nice, stable bracket that we created. Mounts around, cushions, tight fit, without the bounce. Just a larger screen because you can't get anything larger than a 9-inch embedded in headrest. So therefore, it's a 10-inch solution, not our grand flagship smart TV solution, but a smart TV ready solution that they can upgrade as they deem necessary.
That was VOXX Electronics' Joe Caltabiano coming to us and talking to us about the multiple different solutions that are currently offered in mobile video for the rear seat. As you can see, there are a ton of different options. And if you want any more information or details, definitely recommend that you head on over to the website over at voxelectronics.com. Now, here's my takeaway. I started this episode by saying that you may think the rear video market is dead. Well, I think it's clear to see that dead is absolutely not an option because people continue to have kids. And if you have kids in the back seat or you have customers coming to your store that you see a child seat or they have children with them, this is an obvious solution and an obvious offer that you must make to the customer. Why spend the time trying to explain things that may be difficult for a customer to understand, but a simple screen solution to keep the kid quiet in the back? man, that one is a no-brainer. On top of that, they've layered it to give you 3 different options, a good, better, best scenario, depending on the customer you have. So if you have a budget-sensitive customer, no problem. They can do a onesie and a twosie with some pretty basic operation at a low cost. If you have that customer, though, that wants the absolute best, guess what? Set them up with a smart TV. They have every streaming opportunity, all the latest technology. It's future-proof, and all the systems absolutely have safety built in mind, which should be a main concern for parents coming into your store. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.